Hi everyone, and welcome back to Genealogy Sucks. Today I'm going to be going over some of my favorite resources that I use on a daily basis to do my research on my family history and the genealogy of my family, as well as going over how I plan to start my application for dual citizenship, because it is payday, which means it's time for me to file for my index search. And that is going to be a long process in itself. The index search for my friend who is also doing this, it took him 9 months just to get back the index files so that he can look up relatives. So it's gonna be a while before you guys hear anything back, but today I am paying the money to start the index search. First though, I'm gonna go over with you some of my favorite resources because that will help you guys. My trick is that I use the library. I don't pay for anything that I don't have to. The library, particularly my local library, offers Ancestry.com library edition for the public. You do have to be at the library to use it. That makes it a little bit tricky because I have to be there. I have to have time where I don't have my daughter with me to go and look. We also have a genealogy room in our library that focuses mostly on the history of our city and our county, but the librarian there, he's very, very familiar with a lot of the resources that you can use. So he has been a huge help as well. So Ancestry Library Edition is awesome, but they also offer a couple other databases that are powered by Ancestry that add more information. Ancestry is a pretty broad thing, but you can narrow it down using Heritage Quest, which is powered by Ancestry. I use Heritage Quest pretty regularly. It's a little bit more user-friendly, in my opinion, than Ancestry.com. And you can search internationally. So you can search specifically records for a certain region of Italy or records for a certain place in Europe. I'm blanking on the other ones that are available right now, but there are specific databases for within Heritage Quest for different countries, different continents, states. A lot of my grandfather's family is probably in Pennsylvania, relatives. I have not found any yet. That's still something that I'm working on. So to do that, Heritage Quest will be a good tool for me because I'll be able to find and narrow down based on the state and use search limiters like age, birth date, things like that to get the best result. Fold3 is another database that's powered by Ancestry.com, and they offer U.S. military records and military grave sites and things like that. So you can find, like I was able to find my great-grandfather's death record with the Veterans Association, which had where his grave is and whether or not anybody has kept any active memorials to him, all there on that website, which is really cool. I find it super helpful. I love Ancestry and the databases that they have broken down and provided. I use myitaliancitizenship.com is one that is free, and I've been using that as a resource to learn more about how to get dual citizenship to Italy and whether or not I qualify, how to find out if I qualify. I have a human resource, which is my best friend, Micah. You guys will probably meet him via video chat at some point. He works in Italy, so getting him here is obviously going to be a problem. But he has already started his index search. He has made it through the process to the point where he's ready to translate his documents. So He is months and months and hundreds of dollars ahead of me, but to me, this is something that's worth the money. So this is what I am choosing to do. So through the USCIS, which is the United States Citizenship people, I don't know the whole thing. I didn't write it down on my notes. But the website is genealogy.uscis.dhs.gov. They're a part of the Department of Homeland Security. You pay the $65 to start your index search. That index search is going to match the name of your relative and the information that you provide with them to any possible files of naturalized persons. If my great-grandfather has naturalized to the United States, and it was before my grandfather, who you all have met, was born, which was 1926, then I would no longer be qualified for dual citizenship, and I would have to find another avenue. I might qualify for an Italian visa, but I would not qualify for the dual citizenship via the Italian law. And that is called jus sanguinis, and I did not pronounce that right. Micah will be calling me about my Italian. And that's designed to allow Italian immigrants and their children to maintain their link to the original country they came from. Before 1992, any Italians that came to the United States and naturalized lost their citizenship automatically to Italy. So they do not have dual citizenship already. They would have had to reapply. The citizenship is based on recognition by the paternal family line. So no matter the birthplace, the original citizen, my great-grandfather, Francesco, his son, no matter where he is born, is able to qualify for dual citizenship. My grandfather never did that to my knowledge or looked into that. I don't think he comes from a generation that sees a value in it. So that would be a reason. I believe my uncles have attempted this before, but I don't know what the outcome was. So once I do the index search, they will send me a letter. It's going to take probably 9 months or more. After I receive that letter, I can request specific records by file number. Each record I request is going to be another $65. So you can see how this could add up quickly for somebody. And to be honest, for me, it's going to be a very spread out process financially because I don't want to sink every dime I have into this. I do want to be able to live a life outside of genealogy, believe it or not. So once you get your records, you'll have to have copies of the files sent to you. You have to find, order, and get the documents you need, and then get apostilles for the documents. Apostilles authorize your documents to be used abroad in another country. They can only be issued by certain places like a state's Secretary of State. After you get that, you have to have your documents and your apostilles translated into Italian by a certified translator. You can't do it yourself. You can't use Google Translate. I wish I could because it would be so much less expensive. And the translation process is where Micah is right now. So he has all his documents. He's got to get them translated to Italian. And then once you have all of your things translated, you go in person to the Italian consulate nearest to you and apply for your dual citizenship. You may or may not be found eligible at your first trip. You may have to go more than once. And then once you have been accepted, you register in AIRE if they don't do it automatically, and that registers you as an Italian citizen living abroad. And your final step is to get your Italian passport. So, the avenue that I'm taking, I think would be best suited to go over in a different video. You can find it on the myitaliancitizenship.com if you are interested in looking at how genealogy comes into play. I have, this is why I'm not going to go over it with you in this video. It's a huge long list, but basically you need to go through birth, marriage, death for each and every link in your family. So I will have to go birth of my great-grandfather, marriage, death, birth of my grandfather, marriage, death. If applicable, he's not dead, which will mean that then I will have to have more forms for that. And then my mother's birth, marriage, death, if applicable. Neither of them are dead. They are still living, thank heavens. So, as soon as I have those documents pulled together, I can have them made apostilles, translated to Italian, and do the dual citizenship. But my first step is this index search, because if I go ahead and get all my documents and pay all this money, I'm going to end up potentially spending thousands of dollars for nothing. And as much as I love my family, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars getting original documents that I don't need. So that's why the index search is important. They're going to tell me whether or not I am eligible. And with grandparents, there's a lot of name discrepancies. My great-grandfather has documents under Francisco, Frank, Francesco, so it's going to make it difficult. But it's a challenge that I'm definitely willing to face, and I am excited to share it with you. So thank you for watching, as always, and I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and share if you are interested in learning more. And as always, I am just blessed to have you all watching.